When Single Shines, the Triple Sun. The Dark Crystal is my favorite movie of all time. It's a whole other world full of creatures like mystics and Skeksis and Gelfling. I guess not so much anymore, but there's alien politics and prophecies, and it goes way beyond what we saw first on the screen in 1982. Except I wasn't born yet. I wouldn't have seen the movie until I was in 3rd grade, which was back in 2007-ish. But anyway, if you're looking to jump in, I got 2 real options for you. We're going to start off with the casual order. If you just want the essentials, here you go. The Dark Crystal 1982 film. Start with this masterpiece. It sets the stakes and introduces the mystery of the shard. It's the piece of the Dark Crystal that needs to be healed. What's that for? Is that what you want to know? Wait, you want to know what this is all about? Well, we're going to talk about it twice, so I'll get into it a little bit later. Then you want to go to the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, the Netflix series. Once you know how the movie goes, go back and see the Age of Wonder at its peak. Think of it as a beautiful little flashback. It's as simple as Trial by Stone, right? Well, not quite. If you want to see the full history of Thra, the planet they live on, from the first spark to the final healing, we need to go chronological. As time went on from 1982, the series expanded both forward and backwards. Sometimes the way forward is often the way back. Whoops, wrong Jim Henson movie quote. And began all the same. Now, we have the chronological order. I'm getting to it, wait. First, we're going to start with creation myths. This is where it all starts. It's thousands of years before Jen and Kira. There are 3 different volumes. This is just the big collection. It explains the arrival of the Urskeks during the First Great Conjunction and their complicated relationship with Agra. Most importantly, you get to see the downfall and leading to the cracking of the crystal and the birth of the Skeksis and the Uru, which later would be the Mystics. Next, we have the J.M. Lee novels, which include Shadow, Song, Tides, and Flames of the Dark Crystal. Did I do it in the right order? Before the rebellion, there was a hidden rot. I haven't read these in a few years, but it was a really fun read. Stories follow the Gelfling Naya. It explores the different Gelfling tribes like the Vapra and the Drenchen, I do remember that. But it's mostly a slow burn into the darkening. Next we have the Age of Resistance comic series, which ran for 12 issues you can get in 3 different volumes, which are 4 issues per volume. The Quest for the Dual Glaive, Ballad of Hup and Barfinius, and The Journey into Mondo Leviathan. I'm probably saying this all wrong. It's going to provide the history of the characters we meet later. You can intertwine this with the Age of Resistance series, but I'd say do this first if you're going chronological, if you're not going casual, you know what I mean. Next, we have the Age of Resistance Netflix series, where we set up to the big events in the movie. It's awesome, honestly. I loved the Age of Resistance. It took me a while to even try to watch it because I figured they were going to ruin it, but then I figured, what the hell, if I don't like it, I'm gonna have to watch it. Enjoyed it. I loved it so much. I've seen it so many times. Definitely not shot like the movie. I mean, there's a lot more going on. I don't want to give anything away. Next, the Legends of the Dark Crystal manga. Yeah, I have these. This story takes place during the Gartham Wars. I mean, it's not technically necessary, but they're still cool. And now, what we've been waiting for. Another time, another world, in the Age of Wonder. This is the heart of it all. Thousands of years after the world broke, Jen and Kira, the last of their kind, must heal the crystal before 3 suns align. It's a story of balance, loss, and hope. What was severed and undone shall be whole, the 2 made one. By Gelfling and or else by none. Man, I love this movie so much. Of course, Labyrinth was the gateway drug into this, and this is not my original copy. Actually, my original copy, the disc is destroyed, so I had to get this one. It's funny because I asked for this movie at like 2 different Christmases or birthdays or something like that. This movie changed everything for me. Labyrinth was the movie that made me want to make movies, and The Dark Crystal was became my favorite movie of all time. I still love it to this day. This literally changed my life. I don't know where I'd be without it, honestly. There's so much I could say, but I have no time. All right, now, the power of the Dark Crystal. Again, I have 3 volumes here. It's a 12-issue comic set. So back when I was like a preteen, I heard the rumblings of a Dark Crystal sequel. It was the power of the Dark Crystal. Jim Henson had long since passed, but, you know, I was so excited I couldn't wait to go to the theaters and see this, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. But this is what we got instead. And man, I wish I could have seen this as a movie, but it's still a very fun and exciting read. I think, honestly, the appeal of the Dark Crystal is how visually awesome it is, and it's more of a visual story than it is a graphic novel. But with that being said, this is the sequel we never got. It's set a century after the movie. A fire creature arrives seeking a piece of the crystal. And, well, I can't go into too much because I'll spoil the movie and I'll spoil the show, because everything that happens leads up to this. And then, what the hell? Out of nowhere, we get Beneath the Dark Crystal. And I think this is where it ends. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is where it ends. The final chapter of the saga, released as 12 comics, and I have the volumes. And then I have the complete collection of Beneath the Dark Crystal in mint. Well, if you haven't seen the movie and you haven't seen Power of the Dark Crystal, then I can't really tell you about this much, can I? So to reiterate, we're going creation myths, shadows, songs, tides, and flames of the Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance comic series, Age of Resistance Netflix series, Legend of the Dark Crystal manga, the Dark Crystal 1982 film, The Power of the Dark Crystal comics, and Beneath the Dark Crystal. And for a little bonus round, I'm going to show you my Dark Crystal collection in its entirety. Well, you've seen most of it. The Dark Crystal board game. And as a bonus, we'll throw in the Labyrinth board game. What is in this big old thing? We have an original 1982 Marvel comic. And we have the second one too. We have Age of Resistance Volume 1. And then I have the complete collection of Beneath the Dark Crystal. Some of the alternating covers, like this one. I believe this is the alternate cover. And so is this. They're very cool. I love them very much. I don't think I'm missing anything. Damn it. Now I want to go watch the movie, the show, and read all the damn books. So I've technically already done this video before, now that I think about it. Kind of forgot I made that video. So it's right there if you want to watch it. If you're a huge fan of the Dark Crystal, let me know what your thoughts are. If you're new to the series, I hope you love it as much as I do. I've showed the Dark Crystal movie to a lot of people, and a lot of them have hated it. And it makes me sad. So it all depends on what you think of the Dark Crystal. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. And now the prophecy is fulfilled, and we are now one. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next Wednesday.